channel, Pinky's Productions. I am the lovely and gorgeous Pinky201. Today I'm going to show you an update on what I've been doing in Planet Zoo lately. I have been recreating my local zoo, Yorkshire Wildlife Park. It is stationed in South Yorkshire, within Yorkshire itself in the UK. And it is my local zoo. It's only literally about a 15-20 minute drive from where I live, so I go there yearly with my kids. And we absolutely love it and enjoy it. And I've been there every year to watch it progress from when it first started. When they first started with just 3 lion prides, and then they progressed. They got rid of prides down to 2, and they virtually just expanded and got more and more and more. And the recent add-ons to the park, they've got okapis now, and they've also added another polar bear to their polar project called Rasputin. And Yorkshire Wildlife Park is also the only park in the UK to have polar bears. And they've got a huge polar project they're working on to try and rehabilitate polar bears back into the wild as well, which is absolutely amazing. And it's absolutely amazing to go and see them because they have a huge range. And the park is still expanding as well. They've added another range of monkeys, and they've also added hyenas to the park. But this is a recreation so far what I've made of the actual park. I'm recreating the entire park, trying to get it as close to detail in the actual layout as it is. I'm probably not going to fit the entire park in one half of it. What I'm probably going to do is do as much as I can straight to the back, and then I will do the other half probably in another zoo completely. So put it into 2 zoos halves, and then I will merge the 2 together to put on one video, so it makes the entire part, but it will be separate. But then what I will do is another one where I completely fill the entire space up and try and put everything into one zoo of what Yorkshire Wildlife Park has to offer, but make it so it fits into within the game. So I'm going to turn the game into a realistic zoo, and then I'm going to reverse it and put a realistic zoo into the game. Now, most of what Yorkshire Wildlife Park is built up is that they have quite a lot of children's play areas, and they take up quite a big range. Now, within the game, they are absolutely useless. They are literally just for decorative purposes. So, when I recreate it to fit in the park, I will probably get rid of majority of them. Just try and keep the space down and make it more realistic as a zoo. But here we go for so far. As we know, there is nothing in this area at all. There's going to be absolutely zilch there. I'm probably just going to fill it to just copy, drag and paste of what they actually is, which is housing, because it's a housing estate and a main road, just literally not far away from that area. But you walk in through the safari store. Now, everything is literally trying to get it as accurate as it can. The lights are in that place, the signs in the right place. At the minute, you can see straight through the glass to the 2nd floor. That will be covered with something because you actually can't see that like a screen or something yet. Got the security camera in the right place. Now, there's no shops in here as yet. I'm going to add them, but I'm going to add the details of this little bit later on. I want to try and get a bulk of most of the park done first, and then I'm going to add little nitty bits afterwards. So it's the same with the smaller shops. Now, these do have shops inside, so I've got. But obviously the park is, as the game is short on what it is to offer with shop-wise, I put some of the shops there inside, so guests can still use them and walk in. But obviously they'll go straight through the glass. But realistically, this is where the actual entrances are inside the shops. They have a door within another door, and then it's a little shop inside. Now, the first one sells wooden and metal animal decor and things like that. And the second one does baby clothes, or the third one does baby clothes. One does baby clothes, and I can't remember what the third one does on that side. In the other shops, one's sweeties, and I can't remember what the other one is off by heart. But yeah, I've tried to get the seats and the bins, the trees, the planting, tried to get as accurate as I can to where it is realistically in the photos that I took when I went back in I went in January of 2020, and that was the last time I went for this year, and that was just before obviously with lockdown. So this is pre-lockdown, obviously, anyways, and I will carry it on as pre-lockdown to what it normally is before this epidemic arrived. But there's your information station. So I've got windows, the doors as accurate as I can to what it actually looks like, and it just literally is a brick window. And I've got some information stations inside. Obviously, it's not neat inside, but it's not meant to look really neat inside the buildings. I haven't put the plant there yet. I haven't managed to work on that. But there's the doors for that building. There's the cafe. And that is a workable cafe for the game as well. I haven't put the stands for the shelter in yet up. And I haven't done any of the inside work yet. I will put the shops inside for food and things like that. Now, what I'm planning on doing with them is little bits like this. Next time I go back to the park, I'm going to take more photos, or I'm going to take my camera and do inside of every little bit, so that I can get some details in, so from what you can view outside. But then that's as far as it'll go. I don't want to put too much in, because I don't want really big PC to struggle while I'm recording, and I want to actually sit and enjoy and play it myself. Because I haven't got a high end PC, I'm only playing on a laptop, so it is limited to what it can actually physically do. Now I tried to make the rope guards as best I can, because they go in squares like that and snake round. Now that's not physically possible in the game. I tried and it just didn't work right. It was incredibly difficult to get it look realistically, so to get them all lined up with everybody, I've just done it like that. The sign is a work in progress. I've got the animals up. I still need this, which is like, I think it's new arrivals coming soon, or new expansion coming soon, advertised there, which is basically what they do over their river that they've got that goes down the one side between the nature reserve and the actual park. Now, for this section, there's nothing here. There is absolutely, literally, this is just a staff area, storage. They've also got, that's where also they keep the reptiles and birds that are used on for the talk and display that they bring out by the meerkats. So all that lives behind closed doors, basically behind here, out the way. Now I've had to, obviously, to make it as a game, I've had to put the veterinary, the quarantine, and things like that here, because they don't have a veterinary on site, as I found out and asked. They don't have a quarantine really area, little quarantine areas for each animal. They have their own little housing within their own house for a little quarantine area and things like that. So that's blocked off, and I've left that for now. That's going to be done till last. Now I stopped here because this is where the meerkats are. Now, to try and get it to fit in, it's also with the embankment of flowers that has to go here as well. Obviously, there's no meerkats in the game, so I'm having to work on making a scenery to look like the meerkat enclosure without putting anything in it. I will be working on that, but it's in my head round on how to do it at the moment. Until I unbaffle myself from it, I'm leaving that be and leaving that alone, that section. So I've worked my way from the entrances, the main desk booths, to work my way around. As you can see, that's the exit, which is mostly realistically how it looks. You just let you go through iron gates to the toilets, which is right next to the building. There is a section that will go around the back of this, which is for staff. But there's your toilets. It's naturally realistic looking. There's literally just 3 sections where you go in. That's the grass that matches. That is taken off the blueprints. It's not creation of my own. I will take no responsibility, no ownership, no thanks to actually making this beautiful creature thing. It's literally just something I took off the blueprint workshop to try and make it look like a park map. I tried it myself and I sucked and failed, so I gave up and had a rage quit. Now, now this is where the cafe is going to be. I've got some. Ariel. Oh. Right. This is where the cafe is. Now there's a cafe that sits right there that looks like a slump triangle, a sledge of like a piece of cheese. Now that I will be working on soon, because I've got some better pictures of that and a better view than what I had. Luckily, somebody took some drone photos for the actual Yorkshire Wildlife Park themselves. off my arm, please, Ariel. Now this is where I've got up to. It took me an hour to make the outside of this. There is an inside to this as well. I actually ever use, but mainly on because I did the inside to this. I already did a soft play area myself for the workshop. So this is a soft play area, the jungle gym. So inside is a fully workable play area, jungle gym. I mean, I made this out of just because I wanted to, and my kids asked me to, and to see if it was doable. And it's been real. Had really good feedback on the workshop. But I thought, fuck it, why not? I'll actually stick it inside a zoo, so I've got an excuse to just use it in something. Even though with the windows and how they are, you cannot see straight through it at all whatsoever. But it's a little bit of fun that. I mean, I may go down that route of putting all the insides of it inside every single building just for video, but I haven't decided yet. But anyways, going past what they call Monkey Playhouse, we get to the second storage area, which is what they basically use to store junk for clearing up, facilities, just literally for the staff room. They sit there, but you don't realistically see it because it actually goes into the back of the jungle gym, so it goes back into the actual house in most of their sections. So because I haven't got the room to do that, I'm doing that out here. So I'll put some other things up, and I'll probably make these logs taller. Luckily, this is not a habitat. It's literally just I've made them all out of logs individually and stuck them together. Now this is where I come to the first habitat that I'm working on. I'm working on two habitats because this is actually for the baboons and the next one is for the wild dogs, which are here. The African painted wild dogs sit in a big square reasonably back here. I've tried to get it literally as accurate as I can, as best as I can to the actual path. And as you can see, that's where the bark stops. It does go to natural path quite a bit on just this little section, and then you go on an adventure of nature trail all the way around. So it takes you through the woods. Now, this is literally where I've just got up to and stopped, which is literally just working on the baboons. Obviously, there's no baboons in the game, so I'm going to swap them for bonobos. I'm going to put bonobos in here instead, but give them all the exact same names as what the actual baboons have in the zoo. And I'm still going to try and get everything to say baboons instead of bonobos instead. But hopefully, in time, the game will add baboons to the actual game, so then I'll be able to swap them out and put the real ones in there that should be in there. Now they have water coming down, but they have quite a lot of rocks coming around, and they have a big play thing there. But they've done the water to try and stop them, obviously, from climbing. Now there is, in the actual zoo, a big black thing that comes all the way around top of the barriers, top of this bit with the rocks, goes up and over this big fence, so basically to stop them climbing over. I am going to try and recreate that using the circles and things like that, just to try and put it in. But it is a big black thing that looks like a big black pipe when it in. And then it comes to the back. The only thing I'm going to struggle on is getting the housing for the monkeys, mainly because I don't know what it's like inside. So I'm literally just going to do a black hole that connects inside, and I will do a sleeping area in the back of here. This is their entire sleeping area. So until I know exactly what it looks like and things like that, I'm just going to leave it bare. Just literally for them to use, come in and out of. But try and probably keep it as dark as I can. Probably realistically inside, they've got individual houses that they all go into, and an entire secure route that they'll go round, so they'll be able to do maintenance, veterinary work, treat the animals, and things like that. And a place for an individual to sleep, whereas I can't physically do that without looking at it. I'd be able to do a reinterpretation of one by looking at pictures, but that's literally, I'm just literally using references I've taken myself, or ones I've been sent, or ones that are available on the Yorkshire Wildlife Park website. But that is literally it as to now. This is literally half a year's work already. I started making this not long after the game came out release, because the idea literally just popped into my head, recreating my favourite zoo. But it's taken me a long time because I took some time off, took quite a few months off not doing anything. And it's literally just recently my kids have been like, Mum, you need to start carrying on with it because they actually like the look in it. So they were the ones that inspired me to carry on working on this and get me going back in with the project. So I might do some lives of what I'm doing. It all depends on times because I prefer to do this when my children are asleep or they're not with me at the time. Because as you can hear, they get very noisy in the background, they get very annoying. And I don't really want to be stopping and starting constantly. So I might do some live streams of what I'm doing and what I'm up to. But mostly it's just going to be little bits like this, just recapping on what things I've already done and what I'm going up to and what I'll be doing next. But as you can see for the layout, it's going to obviously go this way for the dogs. Then it's going to go into Wallaby Wood, somewhere around here. The Lemur walkthrough, I've got an extensive walkthrough. This way is going to obviously come off into the corner of the park. And then we will go into the lions. I think it's that side for the lions. Yeah, it'll be this side for the lions. And then it all goes literally that way. I mean, I don't think I'm even going to get as far as doing the polar bears in this. It all depends on the scale and how big and things I do things and how it manages and shapes up. But we are going to hit literally the back barrier, which is over here somewhere. I've just knocked something with my finger. Anyways, you get the idea. See if it'll... Oh, it's there. There's the actual back barrier. So I may fit everything in yet. Because I've got quite a lot of space. But time will see. It depends on how long it takes me to get this done. But anyways, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. And I will probably catch you in the next one for once I do some more work. It'll be literally probably once I've done the 2 habitats. But keep posted for all the pictures I post up. Keep checking on the Yorkshire Wildlife Park as well because they do an amazing job. And they're also contributing with the whole lockdown show, so you can go and visit currently. And I do advise you to go and visit, even though the play areas still aren't open. The animal talks are not open, but the entire zoo is fully open. No time zones, how long you have to stay for, and everybody's able to stay safe and enjoy themselves. So, thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you later.